During our Q&A session at the June Virtual UX Conference, an attendee asked Jakob Nielsen about UX maturity. Is it still true that it can take 20 years to reach the highest level of UX maturity? Is that highest level even attainable? Here's what Jakob had to say.
The basic UX maturity model, which is described on our website, is still really true. But that said, we're actually working on some kind of refinements and extensions to it, and just stay tuned for new articles that'll describe that. Of course, we're still doing kind of alpha testing on these new ideas, but that's generally speaking just adding more facets or more aspects to be considered. So that the general lessons are still the same, and I think that some of the general lessons from the 15 years ago work. Well, first of all, there is a progression of stages. That's the first thing that's important. And if you're in a given stage, that's where you are, and you can't just say, well, we're going to go from here to whoa up there just overnight. That's just impossible, because there's a lot of different things that all have to kind of track in parallel, and including a lot of organizational resistance and a lot of skill development among the team, both the UX team and the non-UX people as well. So and budgets and various many things anyway that all need to move up, and you can't just boom go from one to the other, because that's the kind of the maturity thing. Is you're just not ready for that super fancy way of doing things if you have been everything is made for doing it down here instead. So that's a lesson that definitely still holds. There's just even more things to consider now as the world has evolved. We have that kind of the highest level with the user-centered or user-driven corporation, which is kind of rare. Not that many companies are there. And one of the kind of insights we've been getting is that it's not always just a linear progression up and ever better known, but there's also a regression as well. It can be hard for a company as they expand and grow to stay at this very, very highest level of UX engagement. So sometimes because they just hire thousands or hundreds of thousands of new people, and sometimes that can cause like a regression. But again, not like from the highest to the lowest over a week, right? But it's not only up. That's kind of a lesson there. Also, it's still something that takes a long time because of the many things you have to move along, and that's why you can't move from. When you move from one stage to the next, you're gonna like kind of be there for a while and let that simmer or evolve and kind of permeate the organization and upskill everybody, and that just takes time. Right? So if you're really aggressive and you have great management support and all, you can expedite or accelerate the step movements. And if you have a lot of resistance, it's going to be more slow moving. But in any case, it's not going to go from like many steps in 1 year. That just cannot be done.